It will be real as well as inverted image. The next is when you have the object beyond C, means when it is beyond C somewhere, fine. At that time your image will be formed between F and C, means between the focus and the center of curvature. There you will get the image, it's in the opposite side of the principal axis, means in the downward side. You place the object in the upward side, but your image is formed in the downward side, fine. So you will be having real image and inverted means it is in the downward side, and the size will be decreased as compared to that of the object, fine. The third is when the object is at C, the image formed is also at C, the size is same, you will get the same size image here, and it will be real as well as inverted because it is also in the opposite direction. Then we have done when it is between C and F. So when the object is between C and F, between the center of curvature and focus, the image will be formed where? It is beyond C, it's highly enlarged, fine, its size is enlarged, and it will be real as well as inverted. Then the fifth one is when you place the object at focus. So when you place the object at focus, we did it something like this. This is P, this is F, this point is C. When the object is on focus, your line goes straight and then goes pass through focus. Another line also making an angle of angle I is equal to angle R. It will pass and they are not going to meet anywhere. These reflected lines are not going to meet anywhere. Means they will form the image where? At somewhere at infinity. Fine. So we consider it that the image formation will take place at infinity because actually we are not able to see that. It's not meeting. Then the size, because it is at infinity, we consider the size as highly magnified, highly enlarged. Fine. And we get the real as well as inverted image. One case in this concave mirror where we see that the object is between P and F and the image formation will be virtual. Virtual image means you are going to have virtual image onto the other side of the object. So how we are going to have that images? This is your mirror, this is P, F and this is C, fine. When you place the object somewhere between F and P, one line will go parallel and then pass through focus, another line will strike onto P and then go making the same angle, reflected angle. These are going to be extended and extended, fine. Reflected rays are not going to meet anywhere. So if we want the image to be formed, we have to extend them in the backward direction. But now because here what we have the polished surface. So we cannot do that. But still we are extending and we are getting the image. This image which is not because of the actual reflected rays but imaginary lines. Image formation will take place here, but this is which image? Virtual image. Why virtual? Because actually the lines are not meeting anywhere. Fine. We did that by imaginary rays. Fine. And because its size is enlarged as compared to the object, this is big in size. So we say the image formation will be enlarged. And the last thing, object is above the principal axis. Image is above the principal axis, so we say that the image is erect image. Children, is this clear till here? Kindly send me a message if it is clear. electromagnetic forces. Fine. So I'm going to start with that. Okay, first of all, the thing is that what is this electromagnet? So electromagnet is a magnet which is made by a coil, by a wire. Fine. Suppose you have a wire. Let's say this is your wire. When the current will pass through it, when the current is going to pass through it, there will be a field around this. Fine. Obviously current hai, so there will be electric field. But when you have the flowing current, there exists magnetic field as well. Fine. And it start behaving as a magnet. So we called this as electromagnet. In electromagnet, what we do is, for increasing its intensity, we make turns of that wire. The straight wire which I told you, we make the turns of that wire. Now what happened? Because of this turns, the overall intensity is going to be increased. Fine. So in electromagnet, you have a wire. You are going to pass the current through this wire, and when the current flows, the wire is going to act as a electromagnet. Fine. Now this, what we call it as? We call it as a solenoid. Fine. When the current passes through it, for example, suppose from this end the current goes and from this end it comes back. We say current out and current in. Fine. Let's say this is your north pole, this is your south pole. So normally we say that when we draw its diagram, we draw the rays. What we say is that current, the magnetic field lines, they go from north to south, and inside they are going to move in the opposite direction. Same way it can be here also. It goes from north to south and inside from south to north. Fine. So this is how we draw the field lines. Field lines means the lines around the magnet, till where its effect can be felt. Where its effect is easily measured, easily felt. Fine. So we have drawn this. Now it's asked in your book, in your syllabus, that how we get the direction of these field lines. So first we did is that what is electromagnet? Electromagnet is made by using a wire. When you pass the current through it, that wire is going to act as a electromagnet. And now it is electromagnet, means there is field around it. We call it as magnetic field. Now the question is that what are the lines, the direction of the lines of those magnetic field? Fine, we say the direction of the field lines. Fine. So how we have to do this? For that we have one rule, that is right hand grip rule. Which rule it is? Right hand grip rule. Fine. Now what this rule is saying, let's say this is marker in front of me. Fine. Now consider it as a wire. Let's say this is your wire. Now grip rule says that you have to use your right hand. Fine. The direction, this is a wire. If it is having field lines, the magnetic field lines around it, it means the current is passing through it. Fine. Because when the current passes through it, only then we are going to have these field lines. So we have a straight wire. Suppose the current goes in the upward direction. In which direction? Upward direction. So you are going to use your right hand. The direction in which the current is flowing. your thumb will be in that direction. Repeating again, let's say this is a wire, the current is going in the upward direction. So the direction in which your current is going, you have to place your thumb in that direction. Fine. Now when you are going to do it like this, your rest of the 4 fingers, let's close your fingers, make a grip like this. Fine. So the direction in which your current is, your thumb is in that direction, and now close your fingers, curl your fingers. The direction in which your fingers are moving, that gives you the direction of magnetic field lines. Fine. Now suppose this is the wire, let's say I rotate it. Now the current is going in the downward direction. Now your thumb, the right hand grip rule means right hand thumb you have to use. It will be in the direction of the current. The current is going down, so it will be in downward direction. Now curl your fingers in the direction of the field lines. Fine. The direction in which your fingers are curling will give you the direction of the magnetic field lines. Fine. So this is what is your right hand grip rule. Is this clear? Is this point clear? What is right hand grip rule? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Pushp. Pushp, one more thing. You send a message that, ma'am, I asked the question. Pushp, I am going to give the answers of all your questions. The thing is that because of some connectivity issue, I don't want your today's lesson also to be wasted. So I am live from my phone. Fine. From mobile. So it's a bit difficult to look onto the messages side by side. That is why somehow I am ignoring. Fine. But later on I will definitely give you the answers of this. Okay. Okay, I am repeating once again. What is electromagnet? When the current is passing through the wire, it's going to have the electric field as well as it's going to have the electric effect as well as magnetic effect around it. We say this is acting as a electromagnet. Fine. And we need solenoid basically. It can be done by using a straight wire, but we prefer to make turns of this wire, make curls of this wire so that it will be like this. Fine. To increase the effect of, to increase the intensity, you can say, of the magnet. You have the introduction to the electromagnet, and then you have what is right hand grip rule. That's clear to you. Now I am moving to the next, that is the uses of electromagnet. That is the next topic for today. So the basic 2 uses which we are going to discuss here. And one out of that you are having in school also. You are using it when your lesson get finished. You get a bell, you get a ring, fine, which tells you that your one lesson is over and next is about to start. Fine. So we use the electromagnet in that case also. So we are going to do is the uses of electromagnet. The 2 which we are going to discuss are, one is electric bell. In bell also we use electromagnet, and this is going to be very helpful. And the second we have done in the previous lesson, in the previous chapter, that is I guess in chapter number 18 or 19, what are relay. So relay also work by using this electromagnet. Fine. So we are going to study about these 2. First is electric bell. In electric bell, what you see is you have a wire through which the current is passing. Let's say this is the wire, the current is passing through this wire. Here you will be having a switch and you are going to make it on. Fine. Means you can say open switch. Fine, the current is not going to pass through it. There is no connection built. Fine. Then you have a cell over here, and then you are having a screw here, that is contact screw you can say. Here you have iron, and with that you will be having your hammer. Fine, attached over here, and hammer is having a stick in front of it. Here you are having gong with which this hammer is going to strike. Fine. Here you will be having a U-shape kind of magnet. You are going to make the turns around this and like this. Fine. So this is somehow a rough image of your electric bell. Now what happened? For the bell to ring, we need complete closed circuit. Now if you look here, this is closed. From here also the total wiring goes on. Here also the connection is built properly, here also. But here it is open, because of which you are not able to get the bell. Fine, get the ring. So what you are going to do is, when you have to ring the bell, you press the button from here. Once you press the button, the current will, which reaches here, when you press the button, the current will flow. Fine. So you get the complete circuit, the current start flowing, and as soon as the current reaches here, it passes through this. This is a solenoid. Fine. When the current passes through it, this is the kind of electromagnet which we make here. When the current passes through it, it get activated. Fine. It start working. So when it start working, this iron will get attracted towards this magnet. Now what happen actually? This iron, when it get attracted, along with that hammer also comes down and it's going to strike onto the gong, and once it strike, you get the bell. Fine. When it strike, now see, look here, the connection is again broken. Connection is broken. It stopped working. Now it's not going to work as electromagnet anymore. It's not going to work. Now what happened? It stopped working. It means it stopped reacting. When it stopped reacting, the iron will not be attracted. It will go above. So it will come back to its original position like this. Fine. And once it reaches here, again the connection is built. यहाँ पे तो आपने इसको प्रेस करके रखा हुआ है. Here it is closed, and here also it is closed now. Again the connection is built. Again it start attracting this iron. This will come down. Hammer will strike with the gong. Connection will be loosed. Again it go forward. So this way this process keep on going. But only till the time you are going to press this button. Once you are going to stop this, then it will stop working. Fine. So the more you are going to press the button, the more it will ring. This process will keep on going. Fine. So what we use here is electromagnet, which will make the connection and break the connection. Fine. And you get the sound. The next use of electromagnet is relay. So in relay, what you have done is, we are going to have how many circuits? 2 circuits actually. Fine. In the one circuit you are going to have a switch and a solenoid, and in the second circuit you will be having the relay. So how it is going to be? You will be having a battery here. Let's say 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 cells in that battery. Here you are going to have the switch and here you are going to have the solenoid. That's a wire. We make the turns of this wire to have the more intensity. Fine, this is your one circuit. Let's say this is your circuit A and your circuit B consists of a relay. This portion is what we say, this complete portion is what we say relay. Fine, because basically the working is going to happen here. Then you have, let's say, a lamp here, fine, and the AC. Now when you are going to press the button, you press the button from here, your switch is going to be closed. Now as soon as your switch will be closed, the current will pass through this solenoid, fine, and when the current is passing through the solenoid, it become electromagnet, fine, because now the current is passing through it, it will generate the magnetic effect around it, and because of this magnetic effect, this is going to be attracted, this start coming towards this solenoid. So when it is coming towards the solenoid, it will come in the contact of this switch. So this is going to be closed, fine, and once it's going to be closed, the current will flow in this circuit also and your bulb is going to glow, fine. When you are going to stop this, when you are going to take your hand away, your thumb away from the button, it's going to be open. Once it's open, the electromagnet will stop reacting now. It will be no longer electromagnet because now it is just a wire, the current is not passing through it. So it stopped becoming electromagnet and this attraction will also stops. It will go back to its original position. The connection is broken. It will stop glowing, fine. So this is how your relay is going to work. We say this is your circuit A, this is your circuit B. As soon as the circuit A will be closed, the solenoid is going to act as a magnet, electromagnet, and the B part is going to be activated. Okay, so this is what your relay is, and we use this relay in many of the purposes like heaters, motors, your lamps, and in many other circuits we are using this relay. It's going to be helpful. The main thing in this relay is that in relay we use the battery, but that require only a little bit power, fine. The power required by the relay is less, but the work done by it is more. Okay, so we have done 2 uses of electromagnet. One is electric bell and one is relay. I hope you have understood the concept till here. Whatever your doubts are, your questions are, you can please WhatsApp me. In the tomorrow's lesson, I am going to include all your questions in the beginning session. Fine? So I guess your next class is about to start. So take care of yourself. Stay safe, stay healthy. Give me the feedback of whatever your how about your this class and whatever your doubts are. We are going to clear in the next class. Okay, so meet you soon. Thank you so much.